Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
In the famous words of Jim Morris Sr., playoffs? I just hope we can just win a game. And the Indianapolis Colts haven't done that since facing off against the Atlanta Falcons in Week 10 in overtime. The Indianapolis Colts have one of the worst seasonal collapses in NFL history. And I thought that the 2024 Atlanta Falcons had the worst seasonal collapse in NFL history. Under the new ownership of Carlie Irsay-Gordon, with Daniel Jones being their starting quarterback, the Colts had a promising start into the season. Undefeated in their first 3 games, going 7-1, being 8-2 before the bye week, and having the number 1 seed in the AFC coming on their bye week around week 11. So many things have happened since, and it's been a downward spiral as the Colts never recovered. Since the bye week, the Colts have been on a fluctuating 6-game skid. Within those 6 games, the Colts have been swept by the Jacksonville Jaguars for the very first time since 2023. The Colts had a chance to win against the Chiefs in overtime in the first game against the Texans, which were very close games just to get them over the hump. And then, in the game against the Jaguars, the first game against the Jaguars, Daniel Jones goes down with an Achilles injury and is out for the season. And soon after that, it was a snowball effect. The Colts had no quarterbacks, as both Anthony Richardson and Riley Leonard then were on injured reserve. So, what Carlie and General Manager Chris Ballard decided to do was to do the unthinkable and bring Phillip Rivers out of retirement. As Rivers was the quarterback when the Colts went to the postseason 5 years ago. But him coming out of retirement never made anything better, as his inconsistencies were still there. As far as the Colts offense go, there's no changes. Everybody is set on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, however, the Colts have been all over the place, and not in a good way. On paper, this defense is well enough for a team to seal games and get a championship. The problem is that the Colts defense lacks an identity. They're great against the run, but they're terrible against the pass. And that falls on coaching. Specifically Lou Anarumo, who was hired to be the defensive coordinator after he received the axe from the Cincinnati Bengals last season. Just like in Cincinnati, Anarumo lacks the ability to adjust when needed to win games. During the 6-game skid, there were 4 games that the Colts could have won, but couldn't because the defense couldn't stop anything, as opposing offenses just kept marching down the field like it's no tomorrow. I know nobody wants to hear this, but for the last few weeks, I've been questioning about Shane Steichen, as much as this falls on him as well. He's not safe. Of course, the Colts are not going to fire Shane Steichen, but he is skating on thin ice. Shane has been in the NFL for almost 15 years and was the Eagles offensive coordinator before he became Colts head coach. Since he became Colts head coach, he hasn't took this team anywhere, but have been stuck in the same position that they're in. Steichen is 25-25 as head coach and have yet to qualify for the postseason. When a starting quarterback goes down, don't a coach always have a plan in place for their backups? Oh wait, I forgot. He had no backups, so they had to actually have an insurance policy on Phillip Rivers to come out of retirement because they were desperate. He should have known, or they should have known, that Phillip Rivers wasn't going to fare well out in this scheme because Shane and Rivers never paired up before. We can blame Phillip all we want, but Shane did this himself to this team. And before I close, I'll just say this. The Colts started out the season being the most feared team not only in the NFL but also within the AFC, as they were just mowing over the competition when they started 7-1 and being 8-2 before the bye week. Only for them to be 8-8, third place in their division, and eliminated from the playoffs following the Texans win on Saturday. Losing Daniel Jones was the biggest blow for the season, but it's no excuse for them to be in the position of being eliminated. This was truly a wasted season for the Colts, and as of right now, they're just playing just to be playing for the rest of the season. The Colts could finish 9-8 and at 500, but that's only it. You have to think, with the roster that they have, the Colts are a head coach away from reaching the Super Bowl. I don't know about you guys, but I believe that Shane Steichen will not get that team there. He's too lackadaisical for me. Like I said before, the offense is good as it is. There's no changes needed. But when Daniel Jones went down, there couldn't have been a better quarterback option other than bringing Phillip Rivers out of retirement. Let alone, Anthony Richardson was never a qualified quarterback, and Riley Leonard, he's no better either. I believe on that defensive side of the ball, Lou Anarumo could be a one-and-done as defensive coordinator, as he lacks the willingness to adjust, as his scheme is really inconsistent, like I said before. I believe that the Colts are going to cut ties with Lou Anarumo by the offseason. Or not. You know, I'm a huge Jonathan Taylor fan. And if Jonathan Taylor really want to get in the playoffs, with the wasted season that they had, with him doing the heavy loading on offense, he could have asked for the trade like he did back in 2023. If he wanted to win so badly, as much as he is loyal to the Indianapolis Colts, staying with that team, you're not going to get nowhere. He could have went for the trade, but he didn't. The offseason is awaiting for the Indianapolis Colts. In this offseason alone, there's going to be a lot of questions that are willing to be answered. That will do it for this NFL edition of the Eli Speaks Show. Let me know what you guys think about my take about the Indianapolis Colts starting off great, then collapse, and then got eliminated from the playoffs. For the dumbest reason possible. Was that the fact that they couldn't recover after when Daniel Jones went down. And as always, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and thanks for listening.